It is 12:15 on Thursday, which means it is time to visit with the head coach of the Orange, Adrian Autry, joining us, brought to you every week by Oswego County Mutual and by Labatt. And, Coach, a tough one Tuesday night. You were running into a team that was coming off an upset loss, senior night. We all know the emotions of Joe Girard going up against you guys, and they used that emotion. They got off to a great start, and you ended up coming up short on Tuesday night. Just, if we could, let's start with your thoughts on what happened on Tuesday.
Well, I had a chance to listen to you guys take questions the last call, and I can assure you, we game plan for PJ Hall for sure. Clemson is a team that is very balanced. Again, people forget that, they were top 25 team for most of the year. Then they had a little lull in the ACC, and they started playing again. But they were a handful for us. They posed a lot of problems because of their inside, their physicality, and then obviously they got perimeter shooting, and they started off hot, and I thought we kind of weathered that storm and got back in, and it was a game. I thought we competed, but at the end of the day, I think 90 points, 11 threes were way too much to give up. They're a good three-point shooting team. We wanted to limit them, and typically when you play against certain teams, you want to try to take those away. But it was hard for us to do that. The way the inside started off so great. The first time we played it, we held PJ pretty much in check until like the last couple of minutes of the first time we played. But he started off hot, and then again, senior night, like you said, emotions. But that that's part of it. But they played really well. They played well. They played well, and I thought we didn't play bad. I thought we played good. It's just they played better than we did.
What do you do to stop a guy like PJ Hall? Is it a matter of just, hey, if you had a true five and Malik was guarding Shefflin, that would have made a difference?
I think when you talk about someone like PJ, I think he needs length, someone that can match his physicality and his quickness. He's a tough cover because not only is he big and strong, he can move too. He's agile and he can shoot. So I think a little bit of length bothers him. You got to do your work early. I think once he gets into, once he catches it and he can, he gets on balance, it's tough. And he's a great passer, so it's hard to double. And for all those people that's on double, they don't understand, the one thing about Clemson is they do a good job of giving him the ball in the middle of the court. They get it to him in good situations. It's not like they throw it to him on a low block. They get it to him in the middle of the court. So that's hard to try to double team because you see that's easy to recognize, that's easy to recognize. So again, and they were making threes. So, it's tough, but he's a tough matchup. But I think length and physicality, you got to be able to match him with some length and guys that are mobile and strong.
You mentioned the resiliency you guys showed in that game. They got off to a 16-5 start. You call a timeout. You battle back to 2. They go on a run right before the half. They get it up to 12. You guys come back right away in the second half, hit a couple of shots, you get it down to 5. What was the difference in that last run that allowed Clemson to just kind of keep you at bay? You kept getting close. You never quite got over the top. Girard hit a big 3, then had the 4-point play a little bit later. What was the difference there down the stretch?
I just think we couldn't get over that hump of 5 when we got there. I think a couple of times, and every time we kind of cut it close, they just hit a big 3. I mean, Jack Clark hits the big 3. I think that was the biggest one of the biggest ones. He hits one at the end of the shot clock in the corner. We just couldn't get over that hump. And every time we dug back and we needed to get that stop to have a chance to cut it to 3, we just never could get it. We just couldn't get it. They made a big shot. They made big shot after big shot down there.
Now, that is one of the things that has impressed me about this particular group is that, and we've mentioned this with you before, that all season long, you guys lose a game or two and you bounce back with a big performance. You lose a game, you bounce back with a big performance. With that being said, Coach, what is the mindset? Where is the mindset of this team right now as you head down to the ACC tournament? You got a little time off this week, but you head down next week to the ACC tournament knowing that you got to go on a run if you want to make the NCAAs. Where is the mindset and the confidence of this group right now?
I think our mindset is good. I think this time off was needed for us. We finished this last stretch of games, game after game, every 2 days, and our guys giving it all that they can give. They give 100%, and our roster, our limited minutes. for our starters. They've played a lot of minutes, so I think this is a good time for us, great timing for us. And I think the mindset is anything. We take it game by game. We want to go down there and win the first game, and then get ready for the next game. And obviously, the goal is always to try to win a championship. Try to win an ACC tournament championship. But we can't do that, and we can't have anything accomplished if we don't win. So it's really just taking it one game at a time.
Coach, Kyle Cuffe came in and hit a couple big shots for you. He's kind of an enigma on this team. He's been here all year. We don't know, what is he and what can he give you guys going down the stretch here in the ACC tournament?
I think Kyle can give us some versatility as far as being able to, being able to get some of the guys out. He plays. I love his aggression. He's a better shooter than he shot this year. And I think yesterday and even the last couple of games, it's about shot selection for Kyle. I think he's starting to understand that. And defensively, he's aggressive. He can give us a break. So again, I think you'll see more of him going down the stretch, especially this final run. He brings something. He brings a toughness to us, and I think he can bring some outside shooting as well. And we need that. So I look forward to really trying to get him more involved going down this last stretch.
As we mentioned, you guys have a little extra time off here. Everybody else is playing this weekend, but your regular season is over. How do you handle the next few days? You don't know what seed you're going to be. You don't know what the path looks like, who the potential opponents are right at this moment. How do you handle the next few days from a practice standpoint, as you get ready for the ACC tournament, but there's not a ton to get ready for at the moment because there's so much unknown?
Well, I think, you're working on your team. There's some things that we need to work on to get better on both sides of the basketball. So we're going to concentrate on those. We want to try to get that balance of being fresh but being sharp. So we got to get after it. We got to get in the gym. We have to be able to, work on some things that, I think we need to work on moving forward based on, what has hurt us. So there's some things, we got a lot of things that we can tighten up and get better at.
This is the time of year where everybody's voting for their, all ACC conference teams and player of the year and all freshman team and so on and so forth. Judah Mintz, you think he's a first team, all ACC selection? I'll give you a chance to kind of make the sales pitch for why Judah should land on the first team.
Absolutely. And when you look at his numbers, you take his numbers, and then you take the numbers that he's had the last, 6 or 7 games in this stretch. We have a chance to finish, in the top half of our league. Depending on how it goes, if we finish 5th or 6th, I think, he's been, phenomenal this year. To be able to get to the free throw line as many times as he's had, to be consistently. Not only does he score. He averages 4 or 5 assists 4 or 5 assists, 3 steals. 2 steals a game. He's amongst the leaders in pretty much every offensive statistical category, shooting percentage, free throw attempts, even defensively, being up amongst the steal leaders. So it's just for me, it's hard to believe that, it's other guards that's out there that's, is important to his team, and he's helped us win. And for him not to be a first team guy, he's been really great. He's been great for us.
I agree with you 100%. All right, last question for you. I feel like this is a natural time with the regular season coming to an end to kind of look back and reflect on the season. I don't know if you've had a chance to do that yet. You're still in the thick of it, and I know you're getting ready for the ACC tournament. But if you would allow yourself here a moment to just kind of look back on the regular season, how would you kind of evaluate, assess how this year went? You guys are playing your best basketball at the right time here, heading to the postseason. As you mentioned, your numbers are down, given some injuries and whatnot. How would you kind of assess this, this first season that you've had here as head coach?
Steve, I've been asked this question a couple of times in the last couple of days, and my answer is I'm proud of the way we've battled this whole year. Obviously, for me, I'm super competitive, and I think we could have, done more. But, overall, I just feel like, this team has battled, dealing with circumstances, what's happened, whether it was injuries or whether it's a tough stretch of basketball or not playing our best, trying to pick up on everything that, me and how I want to play. I thought these guys did a phenomenal job, but it's really hard to assess everything until the season is finished. I still am getting prepared, to make this run and getting our teams prepared. So I can't think of like the season is over, because it's not. We got a lot of work to, we got a lot of opportunities ahead of us, and I'm excited for that. But the one thing I can say is that I just love the resiliency of this team. I love the way they fought, they responded to every adverse situation that we had. After Wake Forest, you can look at that and say, hey man, we might not have, been able to pick ourselves up, and we did. So, that's just a little bit of it, and I'm sure I'll have more once it's all said and done. But, I challenge my teammates. I challenge, my players, my team, my program. We want to eventually be champions, and that's always the mindset, and that's how I am. And, I'm happy we win, but I always want more. I want more. I want to get us back to the top, and you hear that all the time. But that's how I am. But I can appreciate the journey and the process, and but right now, it'll be more. I can answer that question a lot more when it's all said and done, because we got work to do, and I'm excited about getting down to the ACC tournament.
Yeah, well said. And you guys have been very fun to watch this year. Enjoy a couple of days off. Good luck getting ready for the tournament. Best of luck next week as you look to go on a run down in Washington, D.C. We appreciate the time, Red, as always. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, Adrian Autry, brought to you every week by Oswego County Mutual and by Labatt. And with that, we'll open up the phone lines for the next hour, 315-437-7644, Paul.
They can do more this season.
Yeah, right. It is not, and I know that's kind of an unfair question to ask him at this stage.
I know, but like,
it is that natural time to evaluate. But I hear 100% what he's saying. There's more to be done.
Every player on that team thinks they can win that ACC tournament. I guarantee you.
Right, and they've shown they can beat. If you can beat North Carolina, you can beat anybody. You got to play well. And,
and I was just looking, if the seedings fell as they were today, they would play Miami or BC in the first game. And
there's no easy games in this conference. I think we saw that the other night with Georgia Tech beating Wake Forest, and how well Notre Dame has played of late.
Miami has nobody left.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But I'm just saying, there's no easy game.
They've already lost to BC.
Right.
So yeah.
All right.
And everybody's playing like a wounded animal down there too. Unless you're one of the top 3 seeds or one of the teams that's already in the tournament, you're playing. Everybody wants to win that damn thing down there, so they're playing with extra motivation.
Of course. All right. We will take a timeout here. Again, phone lines open, 315-437-7644. We're back after this on ESPN Radio.